If you're feeling lost right now, I want you to know something first. You're not failing, and you're not alone. Feeling lost is not a weakness. It's a signal, a quiet sign that something inside you is asking for more. Maybe you wake up without direction. Maybe your days feel repetitive. Maybe you're doing everything you were supposed to do, yet something still feels missing. I've been there. That empty feeling where motivation fades, where goals feel distant, where the future feels foggy instead of clear. And the hardest part isn't not knowing where you're going. The hardest part is wondering if you'll ever find your way. But listen to me carefully. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're going nowhere. It means you're between who you were and who you're becoming. Most people don't talk about this phase. They only talk about success, clarity, confidence. But transformation doesn't start there. It starts in uncertainty. It starts in discomfort. It starts in moments like this, when everything familiar no longer fits. But nothing new has fully formed yet, and that space, that uncomfortable, confusing space is not the end, it's the beginning. Right now, you might be comparing your life to others, scrolling through people who seem ahead, people who seem certain, people who look like they have it all figured out. But what you don't see are the moments they felt just like you do now about lost, unsure, questioning everything. Clarity is not something you find overnight. It's something you build slowly, one choice at a time. You don't need to know your entire future. You don't need a perfect plan. You only need to take the next honest step. And sometimes, that step is simply admitting, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm willing to keep moving. That willingness matters more than confidence ever will. Let me tell you something important. Your life is not falling apart. It's rearranging. What feels like confusion may actually be growth. What feels like emptiness may be space for something new. You are allowed to outgrow old dreams. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to start over at any age, at any stage. Being lost doesn't mean you wasted time. It means you learned. You learn what doesn't align. You learn what no longer feels true. And that knowledge is powerful. The world tells you to always be certain, always be confident, always have answers. But real strength is quieter than that. Real strength is staying open when you feel unsure. Real strength is continuing when clarity hasn't arrived yet. Real strength is trusting yourself, even when the path isn't visible. If today feels heavy, slow down. You don't need to rush your way out of this feeling. You need to understand it. Ask yourself gently, what am I being pulled away from? And just as important, what am I being pulled toward? You may not hear the answer clearly yet. That's okay. Seeds grow underground long before you see anything on the surface. Progress isn't always visible, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Right now, your job is not to have it all figured out. Your job is to stay curious, to stay open, to stay kind to yourself. Because this chapter, the one where you feel lost, is shaping you in ways you'll understand later. One day, you'll look back and realize, this was the moment you stopped living on autopilot. This was the moment you started listening inward. This was the moment everything quietly changed. So if you're feeling lost, take a breath. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not failing life. You're in transition. And transitions are uncomfortable because they demand honesty. They ask you to let go of what no longer fits and trust yourself enough to keep going anyway. You don't need to know the destination. Just don't stop walking. One step, one decision, one day at a time. You will find your way not because someone tells you how, but because you stay brave enough to. Keep searching, and that courage, it's already inside you, even now.